Raja Drawja. Today I'm talking to my very, very good friend Chad Michaels. I've known him for a very long time, and in fact I'm looking into his eyes right now. No one can see this, and I'm almost gonna cry. I feel like we've gone through so many things together as friends.
We have. I've known you for a long ass time.
A long fucking time. Why don't you go ahead and start and tell.
Should I tell the story of the first time I ever saw you?
The whole thing.
Okay.
Tell them about, yeah.
Okay, first time I experienced Raja was at Mickey's in West Hollywood, and it had to be.
I don't like the way you're saying experience. It's
the Raja experience.
What does that mean?
It's a multi-sensory experience. It's everything.
Okay,
it pulls all those emotions out of you. It was at Mickey's, and let's say it was circa 2000 and no, would it be before that? It had to be.
Oh, I don't know.
2004, 5.
Okay.
Let's go back further. Let's go 2002. So I walk into Mickey's, and it's like a really busy Saturday night. I don't even know why I was in LA. And right on the go-go box when I walked.
Well, when you were a single man, you was out and about.
I was out and about. I was pretty crazy, but we don't tell stories out of school, do we? Because now I'm 11 years deep in a relationship.
Ooh, yeah.
Things to
and
keep.
Thank God for that.
Secrets to keep.
You guys are awesome together.
We're okay. And so I walk in Mickey's, and on the go-go box, right as we walk in the door, is Raja dancing on top of this go-go box, and it's everything that you can picture in your mind. It's the Tower of Power. It's the gorgeousness, the sexiness. And as I walk in, I think that she was writhing around on the go-go box. She stood up, and she had a shaker glass full of beer. And by shaker glass, I mean a tall, clear glass of beer. And she swigged the beer, and she looked at me in the eye, and she threw that glass on the ground and shattered it on the ground in front of me.
Oh, Christ.
And I thought, I should probably get security or someone to at least clean up this glass, because that's the kind of person I've always been. No, just, it gagged me, but it was like, it seared such a vision in my mind of you.
Aww. Oh, I love that you just see me as an uncontrollable drunk who throws things at walls.
It's the dangerousness of your beauty.
Oh, that's awesome. I don't think anyone's ever referred to my beauty as being dangerous.
And the unpredictableness of he who is Raja.
Ooh, well, all of it. Yes, God.
Yes, God.
So we've performed together for many years with the Dreamgirls Revue, and that's been a big force in LA for so many years, or just all through Southern California. Yeah. And I remember first watching the show, just going to watch the show and being completely blown away and enamored, and I just sat there and I took all the fucking notes I needed to, because there were so many legendary performers that came through there, including some that are not with us anymore, Kiwi and Hunter and Marilyn. And I was in my mid-20s, and I'd never really seen drag like that. I was that 90s club kid drag that was sort of, dare I say, irresponsible. And here were these girls who were a little bit older than I was, and they were doing it at such a level that I'd never ever seen before, and and it's left such a big imprint in my mind, and it's definitely it's been the template of what I consider to be perfection in drag, and I always try to attain to that. Like the first time I ever saw someone stand on their own clean towel to change their stockings was you. Before that, I was
Well, that's awesome. I appreciate that. I think a lot of people over the years have viewed us as a goal that they would like to achieve. They'd like to work with us or be on cast, and that's a very flattering thing. We've never, as a group, and that, we've never done anything above and beyond just what we do. You know what I mean? But that's what makes us special, is because just what we do is fierce. It
is pretty fierce.
And times have changed, over the years, and the drag scene has changed over the years, and somehow we've managed to survive and evolve, but still maintain that dream girl spirit that we've kind of had and maintained over the years. And
And the way I describe it, when people ask me about what the Dream Girl show is like, it's truly a variety show, because there's different age groups and different styles, and how I also see it is it's one of the places where we kind of just allow people to be themselves. Yeah. It is not a time to judge or to, the things that I've gotten to do in the show alone have just been like, did I actually just do that? Well, we're both winners.
We are.
Yes.
We are winners.
We won. You won more money than I did. That's okay. I'm cool with it. But Drag Race definitely was a crazy experience for me anyway. I don't know how it was for you the first time you went on.
Yeah, it's been the ride, for these last 4 years. It really has. So many great things, and we've met so many people, and
the travel,
and gotten to go places that we would have never gotten to go if it weren't for this.
Yes.
Maybe you, because you're such a talented makeup artist and you've already worked. But for me, no. If it wasn't for this, I would be pretty, normal, like a normal Target guy. I'd probably work online at Target or something. I don't know. But it's amazing what it has.
I would love to see you working at Target.
I did work at Target when
when
I was in high school.
No shit.
Yeah. And I got the balls up to to call these 2 gay guys off of a check from the drawer that I could, like my gaydar went off,
Oh
and
my
I
God,
actually
that's
called.
so illegal.
It is so illegal. It wasn't illegal then. It was like 40 years ago. And so no, I did. I called these gay guys. It was awesome. I was a ballsy little gay teenager. I could never do that
How
today.
old were you when you worked at Target?
I
never knew this about you.
17 or 18? No, 16.
Did you have to wear red shirts?
Yes, we had red shirts, but it wasn't khakis then. It was whatever on the bottom, but always a red shirt.
Okay, so wait, back to Drag Race. I love that story, and but I really want to know about your experience at Drag Race, because for me it was really, it was grueling. It was one of the scariest experiences I'd ever had. It was a lot of work, and I want to hear your take on it.
Yeah, for me it was...
The first time.
For me it was all those things, and the first time was really scary going into it because, there's the whole unknown factor. Who's going to be there? What are the challenges going to be like? Can you even handle a week's worth of challenges and not, completely collapse on the floor and not be able to go on? Those were all the things going through my mind. We're both older girls, honey. It's like, and my body doesn't respond like it used to, so I'm going...
Oh, and my patience, girl. My patience ain't the same. I am an old tran ma, and don't nobody get mad at me for using the tran word, but...
Can you handle it? You know what I mean? And we both realized that, we can handle it, and we're strong enough, and clever enough and wise enough and conniving enough to claw our way through a season and win. It took me 2, took you 1, but that's okay. You know what I mean? The second time around, I was good to go because I felt like it was like I had already been in the arena.
Yeah.
Very recently. I mean, I think that me and Latrice were the most recent people on a season. So we had just come off 4.
Oh, wow.
And
so how many months in between was that?
Not much. I think it was just, I got the call, we shot the finale in New York. I got the call at the airport coming home to shoot All Stars. So there was there was really no lag time, and I got home and had 3 days to get ready.
Wow.
So it was like, I felt like I just pulled out a cot and was sleeping in the back at frickin' the studio. You know what I mean? For like
totally. That's incredible. I didn't realize how quickly that turnaround was. It was like just like you just finished it.
For me though, it was good though, because like I said, I still felt like athletically I felt like athletic at that point. Like
athletic. What a great way to, because I always say that Drag Race was kind of like a sport for me, because I'd never been that sporty kid. I'd never played baseball. I was never in Little League. None of that stuff, So for me, it was a sporting event. I felt like
it gets you in shape.
I felt like a gladiator.
Gladiator, like mind, body, and soul, because all those things have to be strong to make it through.
Totally.
A season. There's a lot going on that can really, mess you up, throw your game off, screw with your head.
Yeah. What's really funny too is that, well, not funny, but interesting in what's happening with the drag now, is that we're discovering all these kids whose only goal is to do Drag Race, and I have mixed feelings about that, because I feel like, we've definitely set an example and a template for people to follow, but to me, it's like, if that's your only goal is to be on a reality show, it's a little funny to me. How do you feel
It is.
about that?
I agree with you, and like, for a young mind like that, who's searching to get their foothold in the business, yes, I think that's naturally going to be the one thing they focus on, but everybody realizes that once you get on Drag Race, that's not the end of the world, and it is really a stepping stone.
It is.
And kids, I don't think, it's hard for kids to realize that until they're in the middle of it. So it doesn't surprise me that that's their goal, because we've set a high bar, and we've shown kids that we can go on TV and have a lot of fun and show the world what we do.
Sure.
And then come out of it traveling and, you know, making a living and meeting celebrities and going far away exotic lands.
Yes.
So, you know what? It's just the kids, girl.
It's the kids.
It's just the kids, and they're going to learn as life teaches them that Drag Race is a wonderful thing to strive for, but it is not the be-all, end-all of the world for you as an entertainer or as a drag queen.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell us about what your home life is like.
My home life is amazing, and I find myself wanting to be there more and more these days. You know, we live in San Diego. Adam and I built a home a couple years ago, and
Adam is your partner of how many years did you say?
Yeah, we've been together 11 years. We'll be 12 in next August.
Stop it.
So yeah, and things are great, and I've really been nesting a lot lately, and we've been working on landscaping and getting our house, you know, tweaked out the way we want it to be, and it's just a lot of fun. I love being at home. I really do.
I've been to your house, and you live on a sprawling piece of land that is really, really magical. And in fact, I'm very envious of the space that you live in.
It is magical. It's a property that my grandparents lived on, and I grew up on it. And we have a beautiful inland view of San Diego, and it's just really very serene and peaceful for me to be there. It's very healing.
Yeah. Do you meditate or do yoga or anything?
I meditate. I've kind of turned my backyard into like a meditation garden, and I'm really into succulents right now and planting.
What did you say? Say it again.
Succulents. It's a succulent.
Love that word.
You know, as I'm sitting here watching you draw this, it brings back. Remember when you drew the Dream Girls? That cast photo of the Dream Girls, but it was all original.
I did, and you know what? I'll never forget that, because I remember being in New York City. And I was broke and cold, and I just remembered I missed everyone so much that I just sat there. And it took me about 2 or 3 days to do it and just kind of add bit by bit, and it turned out so beautifully. I gotta find it.
I have it.
You have it?
Oh yeah, it's on the computer. We've promoted with that picture. We use that as a promotional tool for Dream Girls. It's amazing, and everyone loves it. Everyone gagged on it.
And you know what I love about that drawing is that I didn't actually use photos of you guys.
No.
I went off of memory and what I really missed, and I just kind of sat there, and you know, I'm an emotional bitch. I get a little sappy and weepy sometimes.
It was cool though. You gave everyone their own original little outfit that completely suited them.
Yeah.
That didn't exist in real life, but in your mind it did.
Yes.
That's very cool.
I want to know about your costumes, because that's one thing that's always really truly impressed me, is the impeccable quality of your costumes and the accuracy it is to Bob Mackie designs. And
for me, that part of the craft has always been really the part of it I enjoy the most, and I know you do too, because I've seen what you can sit down and create in your home. I just find it very therapeutic, and whether or not they're accurate costumes of Bob Mackie or whatever, I really enjoy doing it, and we put a lot of time into it. Adam helps me out a lot. Sometimes Adam actually makes a lot of my outfits if I feel like it's maybe something too complicated that I'm not going to be able to handle. But I love it, and not just the Cher costumes, I mean anything. I mean, we just, Adam and I kind of collaborated on Elsa Mars from Freak Show, and we did an outfit for that. And
from what?
Elsa Mars from the new American Horror Story.
Oh, yes. I'm
so we kind of, anything, and I actually prefer not to do the Cher costumes. I like doing other stuff.
Yeah, and you've done some really experimental stuff.
Well, you do experimental stuff. Some of the stuff you do blows us away when you walk in and put it on. We're like, how is that even defying gravity like that?
But you know what? You were the first drag queen I ever saw do Marilyn Manson, and I was, I'm always a little bit goth, and I was just so thoroughly impressed by that. And we could talk about that. What your take is on that kind of that marginalism where it's not just drag and you're kind of...
Well, I mean, I did it, and I did Manson. I've been doing it for 12, 13 years, and I did it not necessarily because I was a fan, but I wanted to throw a twist on my repertoire.
Yeah.
I thought, this guy's the biggest drag queen of them all, whether he believes it or wants to think so or not, he is. I mean, this is drag at its finest.
Yeah, completely.
Artistry and makeup. costume,
provocative,
stage presence, you know, all of it, and that was fun for me. I don't do it as much anymore, just because I don't have that. You know what? It was a really good outlet to blow off steam when I did him, and I don't have that vex in me anymore. So I find it hard to do him because I don't have that spark of, what is it, Raja? Spark of...
I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. It's just you don't really have that angst anymore.
Yeah, I don't have the angst anymore.
As we get older, you kind of just let go of some of those ideas, and you're like, no, I'm really not that crazy or angry.
So the last couple times I've done them, it's felt a little flat. Maybe I need to dig a little deeper, but it's all right. You know,
well, yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Oh God, what is he doing? You know, I actually went to a Christmas party at Marilyn Manson's house many years ago.
Yeah.
He was.
Is that when he was with Rose?
No, this was when he was with Dita. Because Dita's an old friend of mine, and they invited us over to Christmas, and that was the first time I'd ever seen a black tinsel tree. And they had Christmas stockings on their mantle, but hers was an actual backseam stocking, like a silk backseam stocking. And I remember they served fondue. I had fondue for Christmas at Marilyn Manson's house. That actually is my favorite part about drag, is getting all the stuff together.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do the performance and you're like, oh, well, next outfit, like, what am I gonna do next?
I love bringing those things to life for people on stage, to bring a cartoon to life, and someone who's doing it so well lately is Fifi O'Hara.
Oh my God, let's talk about that.
You know what, Fifi not only has established her, you know, as Fifi O'Hara, but now she's exploring a whole nother realm, which has been my passion and the drag that I have loved since the beginning, which is not necessarily impersonation, but it's the bringing to life of pop icon.
But you are really fantastic at impersonation. The Cher is to die for. Okay,
but for me now with Fifi, this is like, oh yes, the new generation not only can do this, but wants to do this and enjoys it and is doing it so well.
It's gonna be pink hair, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Pink and red, we're gonna go for it.
She did pink and she loves pink.
I'm sure she has.
So I'm so...
Yeah, Fifi's doing a great job. I mean, cosplay was always kind of like a weird thing for me. I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? Like, what are they doing? But then I realized that it's always been a part of what we do, because we're, you know, we have Disney night and we have all these amazing themed nights, you know, and it's...
Do you know what it's called when a drag queen does cosplay?
What is it?
It is called, and this is from Yaya Han. I asked her specifically, and Yaya Han is the queen.
She's badass. Yeah,
she's the queen of cosplay. It is called crossplay.
That's cute.
Isn't that cute?
I like that.
And then I asked her, because I was like, I want more information. I said, how is drag looked at, and how do cosplayers feel about drag?
Oh, is it pronounced cosplay?
It's cosplay. Okay. Cosplay. How do they feel about drag queens entering that world and cosplaying and doing the thing? And she said, well, most people don't have a problem with it. And I found that a very interesting answer.
What does that mean, though?
I don't know. I just felt like maybe that there could be a little bit of, you know, trepidity or whatever, you know, with the people. I don't know.
Oh, please.
You wouldn't think, but...
You know, I hope that's not the case, because drag queens were the first cosplayers of them all, you know? I mean, there's no more, you know, I mean, drag queens are cosplay.
But I love it, and I think that it's very heartening to see, you know, Fifi rocking it out like that.
Yeah, she does a great job.
The green gremlin bitch.
I've been looking at the detail of everything that she's doing, and I'm like, how the hell did she do some of that stuff, you know? It's great. I love it, because I've always been really attracted to costume making and sewing, and that's been a big part of, you know, why maybe I've been so successful at it, is because if you can come up with the image and create it on your own.
Do you like those Brazilian boys?
Ooh, Brazilians are the sexiest.
They are very
Even
sensual.
the old people are kind of sexy, and you're like, wait, what? Grandma is flirting with me? Ew, okay, I like this. But I like it there. I love the food, and there's a really great flea market that I visited there that I kind of want to check out. I hope I have enough time.
Well, safe travels. How fun.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that.
I'm loving the way that's looking.
It's looking good.
Thank you for that extra long, thin neck.
Yeah. This is, you know, it's never really, sometimes when you're doing these, it doesn't have to look exact. It just has to, I'm just going off the spirit of how I know you.
How old were you when you realized that you could do this artistry like this? Were you really young? Is it something you've always done?
Me? Yeah, I've drawn and painted since I was a kid, and I actually studied art in college. I actually went to college for a bit until I discovered that it was just not me.
No.
But I've always drawn and painted my entire life.
Is that something your parents like fostered in you, or?
My parents were pretty creative people. I mean, they didn't really work in a creative field, but they were certainly, they had very artistic, creative sides to them. My dad was the first person to, show me how to trace an image onto paper.
That's awesome.
And that was the first time I learned how to draw.
What did your dad do for a living?
My dad, in my teens, he was a minister.
Wow.
I've shared about this before, but that was really my upbringing, was in church and stuff, and it played a very big role in my life, because there was a lot of turmoil and maybe even torture. No, I'm kidding. That's an exaggeration.
We've all been there.
But church for someone like us growing up, at the time we were growing up, was kind of a thing. It was just not the thing, Are you from a religious family?
No, they tried to drag me to Calvary Chapel a couple times in my...
Yes, I went to Calvary Chapel.
And we enjoyed that, but we're spiritual.
Yeah.
We believe in being good people, so therefore we're good people. That's what we do.
Me too. I grew up in so many different religious cultures, growing up in Indonesia where there was Hinduism and Islam, and my father was a Muslim for many years of his life. And then growing up in the church. So I just kind of gathered, I have no resentment to any of those faiths. I think people have...
But you've done your homework.
But I've done my own homework, and I know what works for me, and I think it's just, I think sometimes we just have to kind of customize our own spirituality, and that's where I'm at right now.
I just find it hard for anybody, one religion to say this is it, this is the one way. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just didn't like that, you have to condemn another religion because they don't believe in the same thing you do. And I'm like, that's weird, that's antiquated and strange to me. So
that's control.
Damn, this is looking good. I just made up an outfit. I was like, if I were Cher, or if I were trying to be a Cher, I would...
Well, she's very much into her neon right now, so
is she?
You're nailing it.
You've met Cher, right?
I met her, yeah.
I met her too once, but I want to hear about yours.
I want to hear about yours.
No, mine's stupid.
Mine's stupid too.
No, I just helped her when I was working at the Mac store.
Oh, that's right, I remember you told me that.
I lost my mind.
She was totally cool though, right?
She was so amazingly cool. She's exactly like you would kind of want to, well, in my experience with her, she was exactly how I expected Cher to be.
Sure.
Cool, kind of like a rock and roll older sister, and just funny.
It's so cool.
Yeah, she was great. What about you?
Did a little show with her in 2002. And met
her, okay, one up me.
And met her briefly then. And there's only,
What kind of show?
It was for David Foster.
Okay.
He has a little benefit thing at his house every year in Malibu, and that was what was going on that year. He had Cher come over from next door to perform, and
what the hell?
We had a friend in common at the time who they wanted someone to come out and do like an icebreaker for her. So I went out first and did Turn Back Time, and then she came out and sang Believe in something else, some other weird song. I don't know what it was.
No way. How many people were there?
There was about 500 people on his little poolside area there. I think they had the pool covered, and we were in the pool house, and Barbra Streisand and James Brolin were there. Which turned me to a pillar of salt immediately. I mean, I was like, oh my God, I can't look at her twice because I will flip out. But yeah, it was cool, and Cher's always treated me very, very kindly. She's a very kind woman.
I've seen photos of you guys together, and it's pretty crazy. I'm like, Cher. Love Cher. Well, I'm pretty much done here,
I love
Chad. I'm so glad we don't
Thank
get to see
you.
each other very often because we're always bouncing around. And thank God, thank the universe for the stuff that we get to do. I'm so proud of you.
I'm proud of you, and thank you for taking the time to do that. It's beautiful.
I think it looks great. I'm going to sign it really quick, and then you can own this. And
I get to own it?
Yeah, come on now. I don't really get to do this for you very often, so.
I'm gonna
hold on, let me just add a little intensity around the eyes because your eyes are so intensely. Sorry, I'm leaning into the camera. There we go. And then maybe a darker pupil. I love you, Chad Michaels. Dare I say one of my drag mothers, maybe my drag big sister.
The Raja experience.
The Raja experience. Here we go. Thank you so much, Chad.
I love you. Safe travels, and I'll see you
soon.
And don't forget to subscribe to WOW Presents. Do you have a YouTube channel and want to be part of the WOW Presents network? Email us at youtube@worldofwonder.net.